Are you ready for a mid-year review? I hope so, because that's what we're talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a real estate agent with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being with me today. So listen, I've missed the past couple weeks. We had 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a good weekend, safe weekend. Then I was on vacation. Let me tell you, if you have never been to Mackinac Island in Michigan, it is well worth the trip. Absolutely beautiful up there. The weather was nice break from Florida. So if you've been with me, you know each month at the beginning of the month, I'll do a market report looking back at the past couple months. Well, now that we're in July, I thought, let me look back at the first 6 months of the year and see what trends we're seeing, okay? And again, the caveat is this is just for the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. In a couple weeks, I'll do a video looking at all of Hillsborough County. Next week, I'm doing a commercial video looking at more rent structures. We'll get to that later. So I have a series of graphs I want to show you. So let's take a look at the first one, which is active listings. Again, this is just the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. And you can see active listings. We started about 800 in January. Now we're up to about 1,000. And this is historically high. We have to go back about 10 years to where we've seen this many active homes on the market in South Tampa. But here's the trend. Now we're down the past couple months, but we're still up overall. Take a look at new listings. Now, if you've been with me, you know I say that the average, what we've averaged about 250 homes per month coming on the market. Well, take a look at this chart. You see, we've been between 250 and 300 homes. Now, what I don't know are these new homes, are these homes that are in flood areas and people are selling. I don't have that information, right? I don't know why people are listing their homes. Are they moving away from South Tampa to less flood area parts of Florida or Tampa? Or are they job transfers? Is it because Tampa's becoming more expensive because of property tax and insurance? I don't know any of that. I just know we have seen an increase in the number of new listings on the market. Now, the other data point is days to sell. So when somebody puts their home on the market, what's the days to sell? And I will tell you, this was absolutely surprising to me. You can see the past couple months has been under 30 days. And now this is median. So go back to your math class. Median is right in the middle, right? So we have some selling faster, some selling longer. I know homes have been on the market for 6 months, 8 months. So, but this is median, still less than 30 days. This is South Tampa. And again, I need to say this caveat. I talk about a real estate market in South Tampa, but really, there is not a market in South Tampa. There are micro markets, right? So Ballast Point is different than Sunset Park, which is different than Port Tampa, different from Bayshore Beautiful, right? So I'm just talking in general, pure numbers. Let's look at sales, right? And what do we see in sales? Yeah, it's still, we're averaging between 150 to 200 sales per month. Now go back, right? How many homes are on the market? 1,000. If we sell 200 a month, how much inventory do we have? 5 months. I'll get to that slide in a minute, okay? Let's take a look at median sales price. And again, this is all residential. So this factors in condos and villas and townhomes and single-family homes. Overall, you can see that we're still mid-600s, right? 660, 670. However, again, go back to my comment about micro markets. Each micro market is different. But all of South Tampa, the 5 zip codes, median price is mid-600s. How about the ratio from what a house originally is priced at to what it's sold at? And again, I like this because I go back to 21, the COVID years, when people are saying, oh, the market's going to crash. Well, take a look at this. We're still about 94%. So if there's a 6% drop in the pricing of the home, I don't think that's a crash. Interesting to this point is I looked at the Case-Shiller Index. I thought about sharing it with you, but I decided not to. So year over year, the Tampa area has seen a 2% decrease year over year in home value. Now, nationwide, they've seen a 2% increase. So that's overall. So, and really it negates, 2% over, 2% under. Go back, we went up 30% back in 2021. We had a 30% gain year over year. Now we're 2% lower year over year. So you could figure, okay, we're really 28% ahead of the game. Anyway, that's my crazy thinking. So I shared with you the ratio. How about months of inventory? I talked about this a minute ago. Here's the months of inventory. And you can see we're right about 5 months of inventory. You can make this number go up or down depending on if sales drop, but inventory stays the same, months of inventory increases. If inventory comes down and sales goes up, months of inventory decreases. And the months of inventory really tells us if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market and how strong the market is. So at 5 months, it's really a balanced market. 5-6 months, it's a balanced market. If you get down to 1 month of inventory, it's a very strong seller's market. If you get to 11 months of inventory, it's a very strong buyer's market. Because people that want to sell their home have to price their house competitively to attract buyers. So in a very quick recap, I've shared with you the 6 different data points I share on a monthly basis, giving, year-to-date update glance of where we are. There are some trends we want to continue seeing. I like that inventory is up because it gives buyers more options. However, what is holding buyers back from actually putting contracts in and moving forward, I think, are 2 things. Number one is their caution about the economy overall. People are still cautious. Number 2 are interest rates. So I'll go back to, at the end of December, I did a prediction video for the real estate market in 2025. And I predicted at that time that mortgage rates were going to stay in the mid to upper 6s up until maybe September. Well, right now, mortgage rates are 6.77. And really, the past few months, they've been 6.83 to 6.68. So in that range, we're at 6.7. I am hoping, right, in a couple months, we get to September and October, that rates will come down. And I'm not the only one. I think buyers are hoping the same thing. But I think that is going to happen. Now, do I expect fives? No. When I say rates are going to come down, I suspect maybe 6.4, if we're lucky, 6.3, but still in the sixes. So buying a house is really about affordability. What can families afford on a monthly basis? And again, my caution to buyers, don't buy a house just to buy a house, right? Buy the house you want. And if you can afford the house now, go ahead and put the contract in, put the offer in, if it's the house you can afford and you like. And if rates come down, then you can refinance in the future. So anyway, as I mentioned earlier in this video, next week I'm going to do a follow-up to a commercial video I did last month about rent structures. There's a part 2 to that. In 2 weeks, I'm going to do, at that time, it'll probably be the update video for June and July. And then I'm going to look at Hillsborough County for the first 6 months of the year. So thank you so much for being with me. And hey, go to my website, joebrownc21.com. Share with me any thoughts or ideas you have for videos, any questions you have. And until next week, take care.